In just a few moments now, President Obama will meet with Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders at the White House. Many Democrats have been urging the Vermont senator to end his presidential run and so fall in behind the party's presumptive nominee, Hillary Clinton. The president in that chat is also expected to discuss with Sanders his future campaign plans. To discuss those and the rest of it all, Bob Cusack joins us from the CBS News Washington Bureau. He is the editor-in-chief at The Hill. And again, Bob, as we just said, now we're moments from a highly anticipated meeting from the time it hit the docket. What do you expect to come from it?
Well, I think that President Obama has been handling this process pretty well. It was just less than a week ago where Sanders said this is going to be a contested convention in Philadelphia. And since then, Obama called Sanders, they had a discussion, and Sanders has backed off. I think that this is part of a process that's going to take several days, maybe more, of ironing out some type of an agreement where Senator Sanders surrenders, in effect. Now, D.C. votes on Tuesday. I don't think Sanders gets out before then. But I do think that after D.C. votes on Tuesday, he will get out, and the Democrats will be united. They've been a lot more united over the last several days, especially they're trying to take advantage of how the Republicans are now divided.
It's been said as well that Bernie Sanders does not want to be suddenly forgotten. He has brought millions and millions of voters, especially young ones, to the table with him as the movement has coalesced around him. What concerns, then, are there on the part of Sanders that his platform could be left by the roadside?
Well, that's what I think he's going to be negotiating, Josh. I mean, he wants changes in the platform. He wants his position on a $15 minimum wage, not $12 like Hillary Clinton. I think that Hillary Clinton can easily give that. Maybe there's some language on fracking. Maybe you change the whole superdelegate system. Nancy Pelosi has been critical of that as well, of course, as Sanders. So I think he's going to be negotiating some of this stuff as well as a good speaking slot at the convention. But there's no doubt about it. Bernie Sanders is a winner in this presidential process. Few knew who he was. He was a long shot who was polling in the single digits, and he took it to Hillary Clinton and went the distance. So there's no doubt about it that he is now a force in the party. But I do think that he's got to negotiate some type of deal so that what he's been fighting for is not forgotten. Is
it also on the part of the president an opportunity to perhaps bring an end to the issues here so that he can get out on the campaign trail as well?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, President Obama has been reported to be itching to get back on the campaign trail full force. And it's his legacy here, whether if Donald Trump succeeds, and that would be extremely embarrassing for the president. Also, a lot of his policies, including the Affordable Care Act and climate change regulations, would be repealed. So he's got a lot riding on this, and I think he can tell Bernie Sanders, listen, we can't risk that Donald Trump is going to be president. We have to be united. We have to take advantage of Republicans fighting, which they are, and I don't think that's going to be ending anytime soon, and get behind Hillary Clinton. So that's what I think it's going toward. But as you know, over the last couple of months, Bernie Sanders has been highly critical of Hillary Clinton. So I don't think there could be some awkward moments in this conversation.
He has certainly also bristled when a possible slot as Hillary Clinton's VP has been discussed, both that it would come to pass and that he would then not be considered for that post. We also have now heard Elizabeth Warren's name gain real traction. Harry Reid has come out and said, the senator has, that he would like to see it be Elizabeth Warren. What do you know of the short list? Just how short is it?
Well, I think Harry Reid is interesting. He's playing a big role, of course, retiring at the end of this year, but he has put the Hillary Clinton campaign on notice, saying don't pick any senator from a state that has a Republican governor because the Senate is up for grabs, and of course the governor would be able to replace the senator. So that would mean that would hurt the chances of Sherrod Brown, a liberal in Ohio, as well as Cory Booker in New Jersey and others. I don't think that Bernie Sanders is not going to be picked by Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton wants to pick someone that she's comfortable with, that she hasn't been fighting with, and I don't think that Bernie Sanders, other than uniting the party, which is a big thing, but I don't think that there's going to be much more that you would be able to get. Elizabeth Warren, I think, is a possibility, but I still think the leading contender is someone maybe less exciting but solid in Senator Tim Kaine from Virginia, Democratic governor there. He's former head of the DNC and a friend of President Obama. So, but I think this VP search on both sides is going to take a lot of twists and turns over the next several weeks.
We can, in fact, now confirm that Senator Sanders has arrived to the White House, and his meeting with the president has now officially begun. With regard to Elizabeth Warren, Bob, obviously we saw the history made as Hillary Clinton became the first woman now atop a major party ticket, however much of a fait accompli that might have felt. Is there a feeling with the Clinton campaign? She has said she is open to all people. Is there a feeling that she could, in fact, add another woman to the ticket?
I think there's a chance, and certainly I think that it's likely that Senator Warren will be vetted, but I don't see that Hillary Clinton is going to pick Elizabeth Warren. I just don't think that she needs another woman on the ticket. I also don't think she needs a Hispanic on the ticket, especially in the wake of Donald Trump's comments on a Mexican-American judge who was born in Indiana. I think Trump is probably going to be looking for a woman on the other hand. But without a doubt, Elizabeth Warren is going to be on the list. But when it comes to picking, I think she's going to be going in another direction, maybe picking a white man. But I don't think I just don't think it's going to be anyone that's going to upset Harry Reid, and I don't think it's going to be Bernie Sanders or Warren. And part of this is Trump. Trump unites the party because people are going to be voting. Some may be voting for Hillary Clinton without a doubt, and then others will be voting against Donald Trump.
Interestingly, as we've now seen the controversy regarding Judge Curiel really engulf the Trump campaign here in the last 72 hours. Today, Donald Trump will meet with donors in New York. He also yesterday has backed away now from a stated plan of raising $1 billion for the campaign and the general election ahead. He's now said, I don't need nearly that much. What is the truth there?
Well, this is a big deal because part of the reason I think Donald Trump is saying that is that he's going to have some difficulty raising money as well as the RNC because the GOP is divided. Now, he does have big donors possibly going to give him a lot of money and super PAC money like Sheldon Adelson. But there are other donors who've told us they're sitting on the sidelines for this one, and maybe they're just going to put money in down ballot and Senate and House races. So now Donald Trump knows how to play the media and get on and do a lot of interviews. At the same time, when you have $1 billion against $300 million, and you have a staff of 700 on Hillary Clinton compared to 70 roughly on Donald Trump, that's an advantage Democrats, no doubt about it.
Quickly, Senator Corker, who'd been a staunch surrogate for the Trump campaign just a couple of days ago, said in the immediate aftermath of Donald Trump doubling down on his comments regarding Judge Curiel that the campaign itself had 2 to 3 weeks to right the ship or face imminent defeat. Have you seen initial steps taken by the campaign to address that?
Well, Trump released that long statement where he basically said his comments were misconstrued, and that has not quelled the storm whatsoever. His VP pick may be a lot more important than Hillary Clinton's because his VP pick must unite the party to some degree. Remember, Ted Cruz and John Cusack from Ohio, a must-win state for Republicans, have not endorsed Donald Trump. So I think that's right. Nobody wins elections in June, but you can lose them in June. And without a doubt, the last couple weeks have been the roughest 2 weeks of the Trump campaign.
Bob Cusack of The Hill, we very much appreciate the time.
Thanks, Josh.